This is how to be a Sigma male. Engineering school takes a lot of time, focus, and persistence. But it doesn't have to suck donkey balls. It can actually be pretty rewarding and still allow you to have a life. Sure, you'll probably have less time than if you weren't in school, but it can be a worthy trade-off. And it doesn't have to involve any pomodoro techniques or bloated calendars either. Not to knock the tomato timer, but use it if you want. All I'm saying is, get the big things right, and the rest will handle themselves from there. Here are the 3 biggest ways I've been able to be successful as a student and still have time to watch Lord of the Rings extended editions. Step 1. Get a tablet. There are 2 distinct eras of my educational journey. BT and AT. Bro, in my opinion, the greatest 80-20 thing you can do is to get a tablet. Seriously, life as a student becomes way easier. It's streamlined, efficient, trust me. I did the pencil and paper route when I first started, and it took me about a year to switch, but once I did, I'm so glad I did, and I never looked back. It doesn't have to be expensive either. I got a used hand-me-down from some guy I found that smells really bad for like a few $100. If you can afford a new one, that's great, do that, but you don't need to. No more having to organize a bunch of crusty notebooks that got your spaghetti sauce on them, or flipping through pages just to find what you need. With a tablet, it's all in one place. It can be easily rearranged and organized to your liking. All your lecture notes, homework, practice exams, equation sheet, they can all be organized in separate folders based on the class. Here's how I do it. I have folders for each subject: calculus, physics, linear algebra, whatever it is. Within these folders, there might be multiple classes. For example, in the physics folder, I have the 3 general classes. Within the class folder, I usually have multiple folders for different aspects of the class. I almost always have a homework folder and a notes folder. I usually have a study folder to do practice problems and study for exams. And if the class has a lab, I'll have a lab folder. The point is, there's no need to have a million spiral notebooks and a binder full of random papers anymore. The second thing is, it's more efficient. Taking notes on a tablet is so much easier and so much better than on paper. And the thing is, if you don't like the feeling of writing on a screen because it's kind of like smooth and doesn't feel natural, they make these paper feel
ears
protectors that makes it feel like you're writing on paper, which is really nice. Imagine never having to switch pen colors, using an eraser in a hurry because the professor is lecturing and you missed something, or you need to change something, or easily being able to manipulate what you're writing instead of having to erase it and redo it. Like if you wrote something down, but you actually need it over here, then you just drag it over. You don't have to erase it and copy it again. That's the luxury a tablet affords, and it makes being a student so much easier. Step 2, get some sleep, go walk outside for a bit, drink some water, get some protein, supplement if possible. I put the step after get a tablet. That's how important getting a tablet is. No, I'm kidding, but seriously, get one. College students are notoriously bad at these types of things, and I get it. You feel like you don't have the time to get some decent sleep or go on a walk, take a break, because you feel like you should be doing something else. You feel like you should be doing homework or studying or whatever it is. But the reality is, doing these things, taking care of yourself, is actually more productive than doing homework or whatever you would have been doing relating to schoolwork. Feeling good mentally and physically, honestly, plays such a big role in how you retain information, how you learn new things, that it's important to get these things right because it'll set you up for success going forward instead of doing homework or studying off of 2 hours of sleep and a few chips and a Gatorade or something. And it really does affect your will to do tests and on assignments, which is what you're getting graded on and what ultimately determines your success in a class. So here are my personal suggestions, things that have worked for me and that work for a lot of people. First one is get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Seriously, your life will change drastically for the better. Get blackout curtains too if you can. It really helps keep the room cool and dark all night and into the morning. The second thing is go outside and take a walk for around 15 minutes. Just getting in the habit of going outside to get some sun is a great place to start. You'll get a nice tan going. Then increase that to a 15-minute walk. Then 2 15-minute walks a day. Then 3. You will feel better emotionally and physically. Just getting outside, getting the blood flowing. And if you can, lift some weights. I can't tell you how much better you'll feel after lifting some heavy weights and really pushing yourself. Even just a quick full body workout once a week to get the blood flowing, get the muscles moving is all you need. It's a million times better than nothing. Start simple with what you can handle and just focus on showing up rather than having a perfect workout. And then another plus side is working out makes you tired and helps you with getting better sleep too. The third thing is drink some water. You'll feel better. The fourth thing is get some protein. Just making an effort to get a little more protein every day will help stabilize your mood and give you more energy. And I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to recommend you ingest anything specific. So look into this, take it for what you will, look into it or whatever. But what works for me is every day I take a basic multivitamin, a high quality omega-3, a high quality electrolyte, and some high quality creatine. These things help keep me sharp both physically and mentally. Step 3, create a comfortable work environment. I didn't realize how much being comfortable when working plays a role into your success as a student and just learning in general, but it really does help a lot. So I recommend setting up your workspace in a way that reduces clutter and allows you quick access to the things that you need. If you like candles, light a candle, put on a YouTube ambience video on the TV or in the background, listen to some instrumental music, make a coffee or a tea, whatever you need to just get comfortable and really get into a mindset of, focusing. It doesn't have to be at home either. If you like coffee shops, go to a coffee shop. If you like being outside, go to a park or a lounge area, study on a swing set or on a slide. The point is, find what makes you comfortable and stick with it. Just put intention and energy and focus towards making sure the work environment that you're in is what allows you to work in peace and really lock in and focus. I didn't really want to focus on any specific techniques in this video because I feel like people get really lost in the minutia, thinking that there's specific techniques they can do to kind of optimize their life or be a better student or whatever it is. And sometimes that stuff does help, but I notice someone will get like 2 hours of sleep and have a slice of old pizza and then be like trying all these new techniques, and it's like, you don't need new techniques, you need to kind of get the basics down. I feel like that kind of gets lost on some people, so I just wanted to, most people already know a lot of these things and they kind of forget, or they just underestimate how important they really are. Just pushing yourself to kind of get the basics down goes way further than blocking out your calendar like 2 months in advance and then quitting on that because it's too overwhelming and no one likes to, well, maybe some people do, but I personally don't like sticking to a strict schedule like that. So there's no point in learning some fancy time blocking techniques if you feel like shit because you got 4 hours of sleep last night and haven't had a glass of water in 3 days and you're on the brink. The point is getting these basics down really sets you up to want to buckle down, work, learn, invest yourself into what you're doing. You realize that once you feel better physically and emotionally, the things that you feel like you should do or have to do become things that you want to do. Not all the time, but not for everything. But there's a sense of like, okay, I want to do this because I want to be successful. I'm interested in the material. I want to learn it. I know that this is going to pay off in the future, and taking the time to do a good job now means I don't have to do this work in the future. And some part of you does want to do the things you're doing. You wouldn't be here to begin with if you didn't actually kind of give a shit about being a student and being successful at it. So let all the other details fall into place and you'll start learning about what works for you. Maybe you will use a calendar, or you will use some sort of pomodoro or time blocking technique. Those things are great. They can be great for some people. It really is unique to you and your personal preferences. You probably know about all these techniques already. You just have to be physically and mentally ready to actually utilize them. And that's my TED Talk. So if you enjoyed it, if you learned something, consider liking and subscribing. I make music, link in the description. And yeah, wishing you all the best of luck and success. Hit me up if you ever need help with anything. I'm happy to help. I've learned a lot over the years, and yeah, happy to help. See ya.